story I'm going to tell comes from Ghana, a country on the coast of West Africa. It is a spider story. Spider is like something. He's lazy and very, very greedy. He loves to play. He hates to work. He is full of tricks and he is often naughty. But he is funny and lovable too. All over West Africa, people tell stories about Spider. I am going to start the way storytellers in Ghana often begin to tell a story. I am the storyteller, and here is my story. Do not believe it, for it never really happened. It is only a story. I am the storyteller, and here is my story. Why spiders live in the sea. Once upon a time, Osibo, that is the name of leopard, owned a very special kind of sheep. It was a magic sheep. It was magic because if you lifted it in your arms and held it over a cooking pot, it would fill the pot with fufu. That is the name of the dumplings that go in an African stew. Now, in a shanty where Spider lived, everyone loved to eat fufu, and Spider loved it most of all. Spider loved to eat everything, but he was especially fond of fufu. And so, when he heard about the magic sheep who could fill a pot with fufu, Spider knitted his brows. I must get that sheep for myself, he said. That is how it happened that one evening Spider went to visit Osibo, the leopard. Osibo received him most politely. He gave Spider some dinner, and the two of them sat talking until the great round moon came up. At last, it was so late that Osibo invited Spider to stay the whole night in his house. And that was just what Spider wanted. Don't bother to prepare a special bed, said Spider pleasantly. I will just sleep in the kitchen. He knew the magic sheep always slept in the kitchen. Nonsense, replied Osibo. I cannot be so rude as to put a guest in the kitchen. Besides, you would have to sleep with my sheep, for she always sleeps in the kitchen. Oh, that's all right, answered Spider. I am used to sleeping with sheep. I really would not mind it at all. Again, Leopard refused, but Spider insisted. I am used to sleeping with sheep, I tell you. In fact, I always sleep with sheep. It is my habit. Osibo looked hard at Spider. He was not really so stupid as thought he was. Spider near the fire and gave Spider a blanket to cover himself. The sheep asleep in the bed. This is most comfortable, as he lay down. He closed his eyes tightly and pretended to go to sleep. As soon as Osibo left the room, Spider crept into his bed into a corner next to the magic sheep. Spider tried hard to stay awake, but he could not keep his eyes open. Was it the warm fire, or was it the big dinner Spider? No one knows, but soon Spider was sound asleep. Now all this time, Osibo was watching. The moment Spider fell asleep, he went into the kitchen. His padded feet no sound. He lifted up the magic sheep and carried it out of the room. In its place, he put his son, little leopard, next to the bed of Spider. And then Osibo quietly blew out the lamp. Just before daylight, Spider woke up. He reached out to touch the sheep. Sure enough, he felt the furry body of an animal. Quickly, he stuffed it into a large bag he had hidden under his pillow, And then he ran home with the bag hanging over his shoulder. Spider was delighted with himself. When he reached his house, Spider called his wife Asa and his son Kuma. He told them about the wonderful sheep in the bag, for they loved Boothor's not feeding. "Open the bag!" they cried. So Spider opened the bag. What a surprise! Instead of a magic sheep, they saw the great green eyes of a leopard. His teeth were long and sharp, and his paws stuck out like knives. Spider and his family were so frightened that they dug a tunnel right then and there and ran into it. Little Leopard picked up some magic stones. He threw them at the Spider family and hit their feet as they ran. Spider and Aso and Kuma cried out. Little Leopard ran after them through the tunnel. It was getting closer and closer. At last, the three spiders could run no further. They burst from the tunnel and climbed high up into the ceiling. They loved it there. They felt warm and safe. And so they decided to stay.